So I've just finished my second character in Samurai Warriors, my deep dive reaction series I got going on, and now we're looking at one of the most conflicted and iconic characters in Samurai Warriors, Mitsuhide Akechi. So starting off, Mitsuhide feels great at first. His normal attack string is actually really good, really reliable, really fun, wide swings, decent range, solid AoE. I mean, you can really smack a crowd around and keep moving without worrying too much about being surrounded. He's good under pressure with his normal string alone and bouncing in and out. It's clean, efficient, and it feels good. But the thing is that once you get to his charge attack, it's like throwing spaghetti against the wall. They're just not gonna stick. His C2 is probably his best, but that's really a low bar. I mean, it's decent. You have the little slash at the end when you slice through and stuff. It was fine. It wasn't too crazy. But other than that, the other ones, I'm not going to use them. C3 ends in a weird little puff that barely hits anything unless you're standing like directly in front of a confused peasant. AoE on it is just not too comforting. It's just not going to provide the reassurance that I need in order to pull it off successfully in a crowd. And his C4 is just, it's just no use for it. It's slow, you can get interrupted very easily. It just kind of flops in a way. It doesn't feel like it's worth the risk, and I might as well just stick with the normal string at that point because his C4, albeit is, I guess, good for AoE and maybe hits a little harder, it's just super slow and it's just not a charge attack that's going to be getting off pretty easily. And then we have his C1, which is just kind of there. I mean, you can use it if you want to. Not a very good kit overall. You're just not going to be relying on your charge attacks with Mitsuhide. They're sluggish, they're underwhelming, and you're better off just, again, relying on that normal attack string and calling it a day. It's a little disappointing because the guy has, you know, style, and I like his like cold, serious samurai style, and I want to use like the powered up blade with the blue stuff on it, but he just doesn't hit hard enough to satisfy that oomph, and plus you're in danger most of the time when you do it. What really saves Mitsuhide for me is his character arc. I think he's had, you know, I've only played 2 characters, but it's just really enjoyable to watch. Can't say it's one of the best ones in the game because I haven't played anybody else besides him and Hanzo, but it's nice. It's nice to see that he starts off as this like calm powerhouse that wants to prove his power. Like, he's part of the Saito clan, right? Saito clan, him and Ranmaru and I think Hanbei are there, and they all realize that they are going to lose. Like, their team is going to lose, their side is going to lose. So in the battle, he wants to prove that he has his power to Nobunaga, and then he ends up joining them. It just seems like Mitsuhide, at least for Samurai Warriors, it was a short loyalty period of time for Mitsuhide, because as soon as you get to that second stage, we're already seeing the change, because stage 3 for him is Hanoji, and Hanoji is when he gets his hypothetical and he gets his, you know, different stages and everything. So in stage number 2, it was cool to see him slowly change. Like, the doubt was slowly creeping in. It wasn't all of a sudden, but you start to see him question Nobunaga's action, the violence, the ruthlessness, and that doubt ended up growing until it became a decision, which was his next stage. But I like to see that. I like to see him questioning it and being like, there's gotta be another way, and him just doubting that feeling about Nobunaga, him being wrong about it, and him thinking he needs to right that wrong. And it's not like from an evil perspective either. He's not coming from an evil or malicious side. He's just doing what he thinks is right. He's thinking about the people. He says the people will not accept Nobunaga's rule, and understanding that a world of brutality that Nobunaga is trying to enforce and create, Mitsuhide is realizing will not yield the best results for the world. From the game perspective, it almost seems like he doesn't even want to kill Nobunaga. You know, he has these moments with Nobunaga where he stops, or he has the hypothetical where he doesn't kill him, or he constantly has him in the back of the head, and he's using pieces of Nobunaga to keep him going in whatever scenario or path that he goes through. In my opinion, for the Battle of Hanoji, like I talked about in the episode, he's kind of conflicted here. He's kind of torn about what's going on. He also has to fight with his like younger protege person that he looks after, younger brother type of person, Ranmaru, right? Ranmaru being there adds a lot. The relationship is subtle, respectful, and in a way super tragic, because Ranmaru is so loyal to Nobunaga, and Mitsuhide is loyal to what's right and what he thinks is best for the world. And then we're watching them clash up until a boiling point where Mitsuhide is going against Ranmaru at the end, and they have their nice little moment where we see them when they first met and everything. That's great. Or it's the other side where we're fighting Nobunaga and Mitsuhide spares him because of what Ranmaru asked of him, even though we killed Ranmaru. That's just the way Ranmaru is. Regardless of which final stage you are on, he's no longer uncertain about what he wants to do. He's finally at peace. He knows what he's done. Whether Nobunaga survives or not, Mitsuhide finishes his story with conviction, which is what I love to see, because he starts out having conviction in himself, but then questioning what is he doing, and by the end he finally gets that resolution. He gets that he gets that nice arc that I love to see in character. That narrative from Mitsuhide's story was just fun. It was a fun little roller coaster, and I want to see how other stories stack up to this. But Mitsuhide, in terms of the character arc, for me, he's got a full arc. In terms of looks, I like his outfit. It's pretty good. His posture is commanding. He's got that noble swordsman vibe that he carries through with his movement and tonality. And he doesn't move like someone who's trying to like prove anything. He's composed, he's smooth, even when he's questioning the people that he's serving. He knows who he is and what he wants. It's just a matter of should he be following the people that he's following. Voice acting for Mitsuhide is pretty good. I don't have anything to note in terms of like it's being like terrible or bad or anything like that. It's the same as Joe from Dynasty Warriors.
Mino will fall soon, Ranmaru.
And I'm assuming it's because they told the VA, like the voice actor who was there, like, hey, you know how you voice Joe? He looks like this guy also has long hair too and uses a sword similar to Joe. So we're gonna have you voice him. Overall, Mitsuhide's voice in the game was very solid, and I don't have anything to note about that. Now, just quickly talking about his story once again, the pacing, and it might be a totality thing from how Samurai Warriors 1 feels, but a lot of his missions felt a little rushed. Like the game was pushing me always towards the boss, the commander, before I've even had a chance to explore the map. I would say it's well compensated though with Mitsuhide because he does have a total of 7 stages to play, which is the most I've seen so far. So it does balance out, I like that. But overall, his stages, I like the variety and the difference that each one had. Even the repeatable stage with Yamasaki still feeling different was really cool to see. So finally coming in at the end here, how strong is Mitsuhide Akechi in my opinion, and how does he stack up with in comparison to someone from Dynasty Warriors? Honestly, I'm thinking about him, and I don't know everybody else from Samurai Warriors yet, but him taking on Jung Wei.
I shall slay any opponent that would stand in the way of progress.
I think would be a great match. Both men are driven by an ideal. Mitsuhide is driven by a vision of justice after seeing Nobunaga's brutality firsthand, and Jung Wei by the legacy of Zhuge Liang with a dream of restoring a land of benevolence and righteousness, which sounds exactly like Mitsuhide is doing it for the people. He believes that this is the right thing to do. It's literally the same principle. They're the type of men who, when faced with the collapse of their world, choose to go down swinging rather than compromising their beliefs, and it's that conviction that makes them so compelling. In terms of strength, I think they're pretty even. We'll see who comes out on top in terms of strength, but Jung Wei, in my opinion, is among the strongest from the Dynasty Warriors cast, top 20 out of everyone from the playability standpoint, and I can see both of them, like Mitsuhide, being relatively similar in strength to Jung Wei, so I'm excited to put these two together. I think Mitsuhide will be going against Jung Wei. If you guys have another character in mind who would be a great match for Mitsuhide, let me know down below, and I will consider it, but I think Jung Wei is going to be the man for Mitsuhide. And then from an overall standpoint, his rating here, Mitsuhide is a great character. I like him. He's got, again, one of the best arcs in the game. He's got a strong moral conflict, a quiet intensity, a great look. Again, a strong, reliable, normal string, but a little underwhelming when it comes to using his charge attacks. They're a little weak, they're risky. So overall, I think I'd give Mitsuhide a 9 out of 10. The character in this game does a lot of things well. Besides the charge attacks, the minor gripes with some of his moments, and the stage things that's relegated to the whole game, I think he's a great character. Everything else about him is done really well. 9 out of 10, a solid A for me. He wouldn't be like a fave of mine or anything like that, but he would definitely be a character that I respect highly. And that's all I have to say about Mitsuhide here from Samurai Warriors 1. I'm excited to see what he looks like in the following iterations. I've been hearing from you guys that his kit gets better and much more enjoyable to use, so I'm excited to see that when I get to him in some of the later games. But anyway guys, that's all I have for here. Let me know down below if I missed anything about Mitsuhide. That's all I have here. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, definitely appreciate you guys dropping a like or a sub, and I will see you all in the next one.